Picture yourself in the heart of the American desert, where the sun blazes overhead, the air shimmers with heat, and the only sound is the wind whispering across endless stretches of rock and sand. It's a place that feels both ancient and untouched, where every shadow and shimmer could hide a secret. Suddenly your eyes catch a streak of rust red and orange slashing boldly across a distant ridge. It's a vivid, almost unnatural mark, out of place in the muted desert palette, impossible to ignore, as if the earth itself is trying to get your attention. To most people it's just a patch of oddly colored dirt and rock, maybe even an eyesore in the otherwise uniform landscape. But to a prospector or a geologist, that splash of color is a beacon, a signal that something valuable could be hidden nearby. It's a clue that sets hearts racing and imaginations running wild. This is what's known as a Gossan Cap, nature's very own treasure map. It's a surface clue, a weathered signpost pointing to the riches that might lie buried deep below the ground. For centuries, prospectors have followed these iron-stained outcrops, knowing that they often seal away veins of gold, silver, and other precious minerals. These rusty ridges have sparked gold rushes and built fortunes. Every color, every texture in the rock tells a story, a piece of a geological puzzle that's been forming for millions of years. The reds, yellows, and browns are more than just pretty colors. They're chemical signatures, hints at what's happening beneath your feet. The real thrill isn't just in finding gold or silver, it's in learning to read the land, to interpret the clues left behind by time and nature, and to solve the riddle that the desert presents. Today we're pulling back the curtain on Gossan Caps, what they are, how to spot them, and how you can turn an ordinary hike into a real-life treasure hunt. Whether you're a seasoned prospector or just curious about geology, there's a world of adventure waiting. We'll walk you through the essential tools, the science behind these formations, and the step-by-step process to prospect like a pro. You'll learn how to read the land with a trained eye. Forget panning random streams. This is about understanding the Earth's story, following the evidence, and knowing exactly where to look for hidden riches. The adventure always begins with that first flash of rust on the horizon, a sign that you're on the right track and that the desert's secrets are waiting to be uncovered. So, are you ready to decode the desert's ancient secrets? Grab your boots, your curiosity, and your sense of adventure. Let's get started. The hunt for hidden treasure begins right now. So what is a Gossan Cap? It's the rusty, iron-rich top of a weathered sulfide ore deposit. Deep underground, gold and other metals are locked in sulfide minerals like pyrite. When these minerals reach the surface, water and oxygen trigger a slow rusting, oxidation. Iron oxides form, painting the rock in vivid reds, oranges, and yellows. Gold, being unreactive, is left behind as the sulfides break down, sometimes concentrating right in the Gossan. The Gossan's spongy boxwork texture is a clue, remnants of dissolved sulfides. Colors matter: reds mean hematite, yellows and browns mean goethite or limonite. Sometimes green or blue stains hint at copper minerals. In short, a Gossan is the ghost of an ore body, and a direct lead to gold. Learn to spot it, and you're reading nature's own prospecting guide. The American West is vast. You need a plan. Start at home with digital maps and satellite imagery. Focus on historic mining districts, where gold has already been found. Use USGS and State Geological Survey maps to find fault lines, rock types, and old mines. Switch to Google Earth Pro to scan for those telltale rusty streaks from above. Drop pins on promising spots, especially near faults or old workings. Advanced overlays can highlight iron oxides, your Gossan targets. Cross-reference everything: geology, history, and satellite views. Build a short list of sites before you ever set foot outside. This isn't random wandering, it's targeted exploration. With the right prep, your field trip becomes a calculated mission. The gold rush is digital now. Let's get you ready for the field. You've arrived at a rusty ridge. Now it's time to investigate. This landscape, stained with iron and weathered by time, holds secrets just waiting to be uncovered by a curious eye and a steady hand. You don't need fancy gear or high-tech gadgets. A rock hammer, hand lens, streak plate, magnet, and a small acid bottle all fit easily in your pack. These are the classic tools of the trade. Simple, reliable, and proven by generations of prospectors and geologists. Use the hammer to break rocks and reveal fresh surfaces. Look for porous, lightweight textures. Sometimes the outer weathered crust hides the real story inside, so don't be afraid to chip away and see what's beneath. The hand lens lets you spot boxwork patterns, tiny crystals, or even flecks of gold that are invisible to the naked eye. Take your time, details matter, and a careful look can reveal clues about the rock's history and mineral content. Streak plate. Rub minerals to see their true color. Red for hematite, yellow-brown for goethite. The streak test is quick, but it can instantly separate lookalikes and help you identify what you found. Magnet. Test for magnetic minerals like magnetite, which can signal ore systems. Even a small pull on the magnet can be a big clue, hinting at the presence of valuable metals below the surface. Acid test. A drop of diluted hydrochloric acid or even vinegar on the rock. If it fizzes, you've found carbonates. No fizz in a leached Gossan is a good sign, suggesting the iron cap has been stripped of carbonates and may be sitting above something richer. These simple tests confirm if you're on a real Gossan and hint at what's below. Each result adds a piece to the puzzle, helping you build a picture of the hidden geology. Take notes, photos, and samples. Document everything. Your observations today could be the breakthrough tomorrow. Fieldwork is about observation and curiosity. Let the rocks tell their story. Every outcrop, every fragment, has something to say if you're willing to listen and look closely. With just a few tools, you can unlock the secrets of the ridge. It's not about having the most equipment, but about using what you have with skill and patience. Don't overcomplicate it. Prospecting is about sharp eyes and smart questions. Stay alert, stay curious, and trust your instincts as you explore. Every clue brings you closer to the prize. Even the smallest find can lead to a major discovery if you follow the evidence. Trust your senses and your tools. Let your hands, eyes, and ears guide you as you piece together the story of the ridge. The next big find could be under your boots. Stay curious, stay prepared, and remember, sometimes the simplest gear leads to the most serious clues. So, what happens to gold as a Gossan forms? As sulfides break down, gold is freed and stays put, concentrated by the removal of lighter minerals. Sometimes you'll find visible gold right in the crumbly, iron-stained rock. But under certain conditions, acidic water can dissolve gold and carry it deeper. When the chemistry changes underground, gold drops out of solution, forming richer layers below the Gossan. This is called secondary enrichment, a natural process that creates hidden pay streaks. The surface Gossan is your signpost, but the real jackpot might be just below. Understanding this process is key to finding the richest deposits. The gold's journey is your treasure map. Secondary enrichment is nature's way of concentrating gold and other metals. Acidic water dissolves gold at the surface, then carries it down to the water table. There, the chemistry flips. Gold can't stay dissolved and precipitates out, often forming richer ore zones. Silver and copper move even more easily, creating high-grade blankets below the Gossan. As a prospector, don't just focus on the surface. Think vertically. Look for transitions, crumbly red Gossan turning to harder, darker rock, or green and blue stains. These are signs you're entering the enriched zone. The real prize is often just beneath the rusty cap. Dig smart, sample systematically, and watch for changes. The best discoveries are made by those who look deeper. Nature's refinery is working for you, if you know where to look. Gossans have led to some of the West's greatest mineral discoveries, acting as beacons for generations of prospectors. These rusty iron-stained outcrops are more than just geological curiosities. They're nature's signposts, hinting at the riches hidden below the surface. In Jerome, Arizona, the United Verde Mine's massive Gossan cap pointed to huge copper, silver, and gold deposits below. The bright, oxidized rocks on the hillside were impossible to ignore, and they sparked one of the most famous mining booms in American history. Oatman, Arizona's gold rush began with subtle iron stains and quartz outcrops, small Gossans hiding bonanza veins. What looked like ordinary rocks to most became a treasure map for those who knew what to look for. Prospectors read the signs, followed the rust, and struck it rich. If you want to follow in their footsteps, here's your essential field checklist. 1. Use maps and satellite images to pick targets. Modern technology lets you spot promising Gossan zones before you even set foot in the field. 1. Observe the Gossan's size, shape, and color from a distance. Large, continuous Gossans can signal big deposits, while smaller patches might point to hidden veins. 1. Get hands-on, break rocks, look for boxwork, test minerals. The details inside the rock can reveal what's below. 1. Sample systematically. Different spots, different depths. Don't just grab one rock, build a complete picture of the area's geology. 1. Document everything. Photos, notes, GPS. Careful records help you track patterns and share findings with others. 1. Think vertically. Dig test pits, watch for changes in color and texture as you go deeper. Sometimes the real prize is just out of sight. This method turns a hunch into a real investigation, transforming curiosity into discovery. Every Gossan tells a story. Follow the clues, and you might just uncover the next big find. The principle is simple. Follow the rust, trust the signs, and remember that history shows this approach works time and again. Your next discovery could be legendary, so keep your eyes open, your tools ready, and let the Gossans guide your way. We've covered the science, the tools, and the strategy. Now it's your turn. Knowledge means nothing if you don't use it. The real adventure starts when you hit the field. There are still Gossans out there waiting for someone curious and prepared. Use the checklist, trust your process, and let the land guide you. Every trip is a lesson. Win or lose, you're building skill. Remember, the Gossan is the signpost, not always the destination. The richest gold often lies deeper, in those hidden enrichment zones. Think in 3 dimensions. Combine surface clues with underground logic. Download our free Gossan Hunters Field Guide for more tips and gear advice. Now gear up and get out there. The desert's rusty riddles are waiting. Go find your gold.